This is bookcareerscomp Live, the podcast about careers in book publishing for people who are looking for a job, building a career, or who want to do their current job better. I'm your host, Suzanne Collier, the founder of bookcareers.com, and it's my job to solve career problems relating to the book world. Hello and welcome to episode 156 of bookcareers.com Live, and a very happy new year to you. If 2022 is the year you are determined to change your publishing job, find a publishing job, improve your publishing career, or overcome any challenge, then why not have a chat to see if we can help you accomplish your dreams or goals. The bookcareers.com Careers Clinic runs all year round and it is free if you are in the UK. Just go to the bookcareers.com website and click Book a Call. It is that easy, and everything you tell us is in complete confidence. No one else will know we've spoken unless you tell them. The subject of this week's podcast is a question of attitude. Now, this Christmas break, I took it upon myself to catch up on a few classic Christmas films I've never watched. I'm a book person. I read books and don't watch many films. So I watched Home Alone, Die Hard and The Holiday. And it really is The Holiday that has triggered the subject of this podcast. We can talk about the realities of how Jude Law manages to afford a fabulous house on a book editor's salary, yet probably the only truth about him is his working on Christmas Eve. Yet I want to talk about one of the famous quotes from the film. It is the point where Arthur turns to Iris and says, "In the movies we have leading ladies and we have the best friend. You, I can tell, are a leading lady, but for some reason you are behaving like the best friend." And Iris replies, "You are so right. You're supposed to be the leading lady of your own life, for God's sake." And that is the question of attitude I want to bring to you today. Are you playing the leading role in your job search, career change, or own life? Or are you playing the role of the best friend? As I see it, if you are playing the role of the best friend in a job search, you're probably spending more time talking about finding a job than actually looking for a job. You might be asking here, there and everywhere for advice and never really taking any action, or are keen to pass any advice you've learnt on but never heed it yourself. And you're not alone in this. We as adults rarely follow advice to the letter unless there is danger involved. You probably skim read job advertisements, pass jobs you're not interested on to a friend, or share them online, or you may choose to apply to absolutely every job you see advertised, whether you want it or not, because you are so desperate to be employed. And you might be discussing every element of your job search publicly, unfiltered, with anyone who you think might be listening. Your job search is probably haphazard at best. If I asked you about which jobs you've applied to, the name of the company and role, you'll probably say, several at Penguin Random House, that job at Hachette, and that editorial assistant job with a company whose name you can't remember. And if you were fortunate enough to be interviewed, you'd say you were interviewed by some HR person and someone else from the department. Yet, if you were playing the leading role, I would expect you to be the ultimate professional. I would assume instantly you kept a log of which jobs you applied to, and you kept this to yourself. On this log, you ensured that you kept the names of the people who interviewed you. In fact, as well as sending a thank you email after the interview, you had the good sense to connect with them on LinkedIn too. You know precisely which imprints of Penguin or Hachette you've applied to, and you know which divisions or imprints you have not applied to, even though they are advertising frequently, because the jobs they're advertising ask for skills which are not only not in your skill set, you don't really want to get embroiled in. You know this because you read and understand job advertisements, like all the guidance that bookcareers.com has given in podcasts gone by. And if you're the leading role, if you are unsuccessful, you review your applications to see where you could have done better, and as a result, each time you move closer to the promised land of employment in your favoured publishing role. You don't discuss your job search online, aside from pointing out to someone who has the potential to employ you that you are looking for a role, and you're relatively concise about how you'd match such a role without ruling yourself out of the job, unless, of course, you decide it's the wrong job for you. And you know this because you do all the right research before you apply. Now, this isn't a precise list, but an idea of what playing a leading role in your own job search means. And if you're playing the leading role, all of your job search oozes a confidence, not arrogance, in yourself. And the same analogy applies if you are pushing for promotion or wondering why others are getting promoted over you. It could be because you're acting like the best friend and not playing the leading role. One client I worked with was having difficulty in negotiating rights deals with overseas publishers. They were frustrated that one of the bigger publishers got much better deals than they. I said to the client, "What do you think the rights director of the big publisher is doing differently to you? Do you think that rights director is attending that meeting with confidence and proud of what deals they intend to negotiate? Or do you think they're going into the meeting timidly and unsure of themselves and the books they wish to negotiate?" Now, you might argue that, well, the big publisher has their name behind them, but so do small publishers. Names and reputations can easily be built by small publishers too. Anyway, I advise the client to channel some of the energy of the rights director from the big publisher. And sure enough, the client got the deals they wanted at the price they wanted. In that instance, our client stopped acting like the best friend and started acting the leading role. So in 2022, in everything you do, please play the leading role and stop playing the role of the best friend. It doesn't mean you can't be a friend to others, but the leading role is usually a friend to everyone, yet they don't lose sight of their own goals. And just a reminder, if you are stuck being the best friend and want to be playing the leading role, my email, as always, is suzanne@bookcareers.com, or just go to the bookcareers.com website and click Book a Call to book into our careers clinic. Now it is your opportunity to join in the live discussion. You can find us across social media using the hashtag BookCareers, or on Twitter @BookCareers, or me personally, Suzanne Collier. Or visit our own platform at bookcareers.com/live. Thank you for listening. May you all be doing a job you love and being paid the salary that you so richly deserve.